last thing. Oh, yeah. Tell them to bring me my money.
Sam Washington said it all right there. I'm gonna need my money. Coming off the big win over Jacksonville State, North Carolina A&T gets an even bigger win over East Carolina on Sunday. It was postponed from Saturday due to severe weather, but I tell you what, there's nothing but sunshine right now in Greensboro. Backup quarterback Khalil Carter, he led the Aggies on 2 fourth-quarter touchdown drives to upset the FBS East Carolina Pirates 28-23 at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Lamar Renard went out with an injury and he could have returned, but he let Carter roll since he was on fire. And A&T, for the 3rd straight year, they have beaten an FBS school. Afterwards, Twitter was a place to gloat or to eat your words, along with some crow. Those phone jokes weren't quite as funny after the game. Not that they were before the game. That Aggie train keeps on rolling. Enjoy the moment, A&T. You deserve it. A&T's chief rival, North Carolina Central, was in Atlanta on Sunday afternoon, taking on Prairie View A&M. This, of course, the annual MEAC SWAC Challenge, and it was hot. I was there. Prairie View came to play. The Panthers, now 1-1 on the season, jumped out to a 20-zip first-quarter lead and never lost the lead, even though North Carolina Central made it interesting in the second half by cutting the lead down to 2 points on a couple of occasions. But it was a big fourth quarter by the Panthers, and they sealed the win. They had 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. Jalen Morton, he threw for 264 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's a great-looking quarterback. Dewanya Tucker, look, you look on paper, this guy's only 5'6", 165 pounds, but you try and tackle him, okay? He had 267 yards rushing. By the time you find him, he's gone. Marcus Hardy, he caught 2 touchdowns from Morton, and Prairie View with the 40-24 win over North Carolina Central. There were a couple of SIAC versus SWAC matchups this weekend. The University of Arkansas Pine Bluff unveiled its new video scoreboard, some stadium renovations on Saturday, but the party ended on a sour note. UAPB was driving from the 3-yard line in the final seconds against Morehouse, on the verge of scoring the go-ahead touchdown over the Division II Maroon Tigers, but oh no, it was time to break out the turnover chain. William Calloway, he got a strip sack fumble, and Ben Goins recovered the ball, and Morehouse pulls out a big 34-30 upset on the road. Alabama State, Tuskegee, the Labor Day Classic. 26,222 people were in the house for one of the biggest battles in the state of Alabama. And Tuskegee came to play, running the ball right down the throat of ASU to the tune of 273 yards on the ground, averaging just under 6 yards per carry. Tuskegee put the ball in the air as well, 209 yards passing with an average right at 15 yards per catch. But the number that will bother Tuskegee for a long time came in the penalty department. 19 penalties, 185 yards going against them, compared to just 7 penalties and 41 yards against Alabama State. The game went to overtime, and it was back-to-back penalties that killed Tuskegee's chances at scoring on that first overtime possession. They broke the huddle with 12 men on the field twice, and Alabama State stole that momentum and the ball game when Ezra Gray punched in a 30-yard sudden death touchdown, and ASU gets a win over Tuskegee for the first time in 6 years.
I told Coach on the sideline, you know, when Golden State was playing Cleveland, I think the first or second finals, man, they were down 3-1. Everybody just said, "Oh, it's over. We got Golden State." And that was the only thing that was running through my mind. I was like, man, just stay in it, and we're gonna keep chipping away.
So those were some of the big plays on the field this weekend. But how about those big moments with the band? Every year at this time, we showcase a Band of the Week, and we kick things off with the Marching Storm from Prairie View A&M, the HBCU Game Day Band of the Week.
What's good? It's your girl TT on the mic, Tiara Chapman, the announcer from Prairie View A&M University's Marching Storm here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Just a little snippet there. We'll have much more of their performance on Facebook and YouTube and all of our platforms, so make sure you check it out. There was lots of culture on display, and we had photographers on the ground to capture it all over this past weekend. Vincent Myers, Shortcut, we like to call him, was on hand for the Tennessee State Bethune-Cookman matchup, and Nick Smith was in the house for Southern and TCU. From the stands to the bands, we do it for the culture. Lots of praise for the players, band members, dancers, but how about the fans, man? There's no show if they don't show. Stephen Gaither goes down into the cookout. Hey, cousin, try to get a little free meal at the tailgate. Hey, it's the lifeline of HBCU football, the tailgate.
So after I wiped the grease off my face, I walked around and asked a couple people what the Labor Day Classic tailgate meant to them. For Terry McCary, the Classic's tailgate means family, his football family.
It's like a homecoming game. Yeah, it's just like a homecoming game, man. What you see here is real, man. It's a real deal, man. A lot of love is taking place out here today and stuff. No strangers. Just join in wherever you can, man, and just be yourself.
You know, the tailgate like a big family, man. Everybody is everywhere. You're gonna have fun. You got food, you got drinks, people, you got walks of life you never seen before. You had friends you met in college. You gonna all meet them at the tailgate. So, you know, get you something to eat, watch the girls walk around, the band gonna be here pretty soon. You know, it's about family. You know, it feel like a family atmosphere.
Y'all gotta tell me who y'all represent.
Oh man, I represent the Alpha Phi Omega, man. You know what I'm saying? Alabama State, you know.
There you have it. Before we go, we want to send a big shout out to our Tailgater of the Week, Wayne Walker. If you want to be the Tailgater of the Week, you need to send us your pictures on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook with the hashtag HBCUNoHuddle, and you could be on the screen next week.
When we come back, a Noah's Ark type rainfall in Winston-Salem, followed by a catch that parted the Red Sea. We'll get downright biblical with the Rams in a bush.
To Cohen and leaps in the end zone.
We used to come together here and just ball out, light that scoreboard up. We just had so much fun while we played here.
They was going backflips like off of each other's backs and stuff, so we was like, man, we gotta get something.
A foot race, and Cohen will not lose. Welcome to the Tariq Cohen Show.
He wasn't even on running back then. I think he was on defense. He does special stuff. I mean, only Tariq can do what Tariq do.
Numbers don't lie. I feel like that's the only reason you could overlook me because of my size. So I just factored into the player I am, and I let that fuel my fire.
That foot on HBCU campus, it was just an amazing feeling. I mean, you automatically initiate to a family. It doesn't matter how many offers you have, what size you are. You know, anything can be done from any place. You know, it doesn't matter if you're in a small school or a big school. You can get the job done from anywhere.
North Carolina was just not having it on Saturday, talking about the state when it came to weather. WSSU and UNC Pembroke was postponed from Saturday to Sunday, just like A&T and ECU because of severe weather. And then was a weather delay in the ball game itself. In the end, though, on Sunday, the crowd witnessed a miracle of sorts. Kerryon Moore's third touchdown of the day came off a tipped pass on 4th and 1 in the final minute of the game. The Rams were trailing 16-20 at that time, but boom, not anymore. The Rams get the 23-20 win. Staying in the Tar Heel State, Central State made the trip down to Elizabeth City State University, and they were in the gift-giving mood on the first play of the game. Viking sophomore Tayon Reynolds stripped the ball from Brandon Stevenson and took it to the house. ECSU got the 19-10 win. Texas Southern opened the season at home versus the University of Texas Perryman Basin. That's a mouthful. See, I almost choked up. The Tigers picked up a 26-16 win. Our Dominique Monday captured this touchdown. Let's go back up north. We had crews on the ground for Morgan State taking on rival Towson. It's the Battle of Greater Baltimore, and this one goes to Towson, 36-10 over Morgan. Howard University. Oh man, woulda, shoulda, coulda, but as Brandy said, almost doesn't count. Or was that Monica? 90s R&B, who knows? But anyway, great effort by Howard. The Bison were at FBS Ohio, and Kalen Newton did his job. 26 for 52, 439 yards. Offensive career high for him. He had 3 touchdowns, also rushed for 93 yards. The team had 645 total yards of offense. It was almost, but not enough. Oh boy, good job though, Howard. They just fall short, 38-32. You gotta be proud of that effort. Newton certainly a contender for the HBCU Game Day Protect Your Skull Player of the Year award. So is Amir Hall. The Bowie State quarterback played on Thursday night. The Bulldogs were on the road at Division I FCS Wagner College. The Bulldogs lose at 40-23, but Hall was 28 for 42 with 348 yards passing and 65 yards rushing for him. Looking ahead to week 2 of the college football season, here are some big games we'll be watching. Kent State and Howard. Can they get it done this week? Albany State, Tuskegee, Tennessee State, Jackson State, Johnson C. Smith versus Benedict. That's a good little rivalry. And I think Prairie View is for real. Let's see what they'll do against Sam Houston State. And a guy who will have his picks for you and never shy with his opinion coming up this weekend on Twitter is SJG's Picks. Well, that's it for the No Huddle. We'll leave you with the latest addition to the HBCU Game Day family. Right there, our Wally Pitt became a father this week. His wife Brittany did all the work though. They welcomed Zuri Lou Pitt to the world on Saturday, and she was just in time to see that big A&T upset over ECU. Hey, that's it for the No Huddle. Make sure you stay connected with HBCU Game Day this week on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Roku, on Fire TV. We are everywhere, and we want you to follow us wherever you are as we bring you the latest in HBCU sports, news, and culture. Thanks for watching the No Huddle. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great week, everyone.